What's good, everyone? Today we're talking battle passes in FPS games in 2021. Now, do they actually need a battle pass to succeed? And does this model actually resonate with you? If you played any mainline FPS titles in the last 2-3 years, you'll undoubtedly have come in contact with the battle pass system. It's taken over the space and very much become the new dominant model for most of the big FPS games these days, like Warzone and Apex and Battlefield 5. But do they really serve the player, and do players really like them? So I asked you all this very question, and today we're going to be hopping into your responses, which were amazing, and I was super impressed with the insights you all brought. What I'm also super impressed with is Raid Shadow Legends. Yep, I went there. We're doing this. Let's go. Raid lets you explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. You can use my links down below to download Raid for yourself and try it on mobile phone or PC. What I like so much about Raid is the fact that it reminds me a lot of the turn-based games that I grew up with as a kid. And it's addictive, man. I've been pulling this thing out every single day and enjoying it. It's also got a phenomenal tutorial, so if you've never played a game like this, don't worry, Raid gets you up to speed in no time. Now, if you are checking out Raid right now, they just hit their 2-year anniversary, and there's a bunch of events and tournaments going on right now. So if you're quick, you may still be able to catch some of these special events and get your hands on some free gifts and rewards. The schedule is jam-packed until about the middle of April with anniversary events and tournaments and anniversary size prizes that you can win. You might also still be able to get involved in the very first ever clan versus clan tournament and get the chance to compete directly against another clan. If you want to get a really big head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan the QR code right here. And if you're a new player, you'll get your free epic champion, Jotun, who is amazing for the Doom Tower. You get 100,000 silver, 50 gems, and the 3 ancient shards so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in-game. You will find your extra rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only after you sign up. And it's that easy. You can just click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the game. Alright, so let's dive into your responses. What do you like or dislike about the Battle Pass model, and is it a good monetization method for ongoing content? Carter, they do make you want to play the game when you pay for them, though the game might end up feeling more like a chore than a game, which defeats the purpose in my opinion. I think that's a great observation. In many ways, I view battle passes as much better than the previous loot box era, but it kind of feels to me like a gym membership for your game. If you love it and you play all the time, that's fantastic, but you're also sort of paying to make a commitment to just that game. And with so many great titles out all the time, it can definitely deliver the FOMO that they are intended to do. Let's be honest here. These games want you coming back every single day. It's not a bad thing. It's just part of the whole model. Rogoth says, sometimes I get motivated to grind out a battle pass. I never buy them until I'm at least halfway through the pass. Every time I finish a battle pass, I feel completely burnt out and never continue playing that game very much the following season. That's a great observation, and how many of you just decide not to buy a battle pass because maybe you picked the game up halfway through its season? I think that's a big downside to the model and the method. Mickle to pickle. I typically don't spend money on battle passes in games. Not buying them just gives me less to do in the game, making me play it less often. If I do buy them, I'll play through them since I have a goal to go for. The buying part is the rarest part for me. Yeah, it's always that decision point, right? I have no problem supporting a game that's putting out good content that I know I'm gonna play, but for me, that commitment is becoming less frequent the more time we put into this Battle Pass era. Ace Skeleton. Games need to strike a balance between grinding towards something and the payoff of the reward, making you feel good, and just playing for the sake of playing the game itself without rewards. I've been playing MCC since 2014, long before there were any unlocks, and I played just because I love Halo's gameplay. I really appreciate your comment here, Ace, because that balance between the grind and the payoff of the reward. And this is what is the defining factor of a really fun FPS game with good long-tail engagement, right? Mysterious Creature. I prefer them as an alternative to the more costly monetization practices like multiplayer DLC, but I wouldn't say that I like them on their own merits. A battle pass has never brought me back to a game. It feels like extra chores to do on the side, which is kind of lame when in some games like Apex, that is the only meaningful form of progression outside of ranked. Great analysis there too, and I think there is a hybrid universe where you can have the Battle Pass model, have meaningful progression, and unlocks that are part of the base game. The Onslaught. I feel with the right content in a battle pass, it will definitely keep me playing. Cold War implemented some Black Ops 2 multiplayer and zombies soundtrack stuff, and I absolutely had to get it for nostalgia purposes when I'm chilling in the menus. See, that is awesome, and those are unlocks that you look at and go, I want it, that's a nice touch, very cool. Great comment. Quillos. I much prefer battle passes over rotating shops or loot boxes, but the time-limited aspect has been discouraging me from playing lately. Grind or pay if you don't want to miss out. Let me to playing games until I'm burnt out. But when I decided to take a break and come back, there's all these cool cosmetics I'll never have. If battle passes didn't have the time limits like Halo MCC, I would probably keep coming back to games more often and enjoy my time more. That is a great observation, and in terms of MCC, the cool part is if you guys don't play Halo, all of the previous seasons, which are basically battle passes, you can go back and unlock at any time, even after that season has concluded. Now they're free in MCC, there's no paid battle passes. If you're just playing the game, you get access to each of these seasons, but I love that model of if you buy a battle pass, I think you should always be able to go back and complete it, choosing which, season that you're gonna push progress towards. Boonto Boy says, when I was playing Apex, I would get to the top level in the battle pass every season, but after a while of doing this, the game felt more like a chore and less like I was playing it for fun. I think battle passes should remove the time limit so you don't feel like you're forced to play to just justify the purchase. On the other hand, I like when you earn cosmetics by playing the game. It makes you feel like you've earned them instead of just buying them. Overall, I like how battle passes reward you for playing the game. I just wish developers would stop making them feel like a chore. Bingo, bango, boongo. That is it, my friend. You have landed on the core thing that I've struggled with the last year and a half. They're a cool system. They're better than the past, but something's off about them, and they can feel like a chore and have the complete opposite effect of what the developers want. Play real hard a season? Okay, I'm done. I'm not interested in doing that again for next season. You need a break. Instead of rewarding consistent play and obviously giving the opportunity to monetize like a free game. Great comment. Havini7. The only battle pass system that has ever worked at all for me is the one present in the Master Chief Collection. It has actually caused me to stop playing other games before, specifically Apex. Unfortunately, FOMO, or the fear of missing out, gets to me really bad. I don't know why, and I know it's silly, but whenever I jump back into a game and find that I've permanently missed out on content because I decided to take a break, that bothers me, especially when I don't have time to grind out the rest of the pass, but the game conveniently offers you a way via spending more money, right? Just spend 10 bucks, finish the pass, buy some tiers, right? To me, most battle pass systems feel less like they were designed for fun and more like they were designed to punish you for taking a break. Ooh, interesting observation. I like the system in the Master Chief Collection because, again, you can, go back to it, right? Aside from a couple of seasonal challenges, it respects my free time entirely. I can come back whenever I want and pick back up where I left off. I don't have to have the game nagging in the back of my head when I decide to put it down, because I know that when I pick it back up, I can continue. It's sort of ironic. The battle pass systems in other games are clearly supposed to increase player retention, so they feel that they get their money's worth, but to me it's a huge turnoff, and that drives me away from the game. Thanks for the detailed comment. I imagine a lot of viewers can relate with that standpoint. I can too. I've mentioned to you guys there's been a few seasons in Apex where I try really hard to finish the pass, get quite close, and then of course the next season, the last thing I really want to do is dive right back in. Rolanoski. I feel like having them as the main source of rewards is a bad thing. Games that do that, like Apex and Warzone, suffer from it, in my opinion, since you never really feel like you're working towards something meaningful, but just a lot of useless stuff that you won't use and maybe 2 or 3 skins or items that look cool. It just feels like a way to dump cosmetics without thinking onto players. But a good example of a battle pass system comes from Destiny 2, Halo MCC, and CSGO's Operation Pass. Now I want to, before I read the rest of his comment here, just add, what do you guys think about sort of battle passes giving everybody the same thing, right? If you completed it and you got those 2 or 3 skins, that's great, but there's not a lot of choice as a player. You're all unlocking sort of the same things, and those 2 or 3 really cool skins from that season, pretty much everybody's going to be running those, and they lose some of that special uniqueness if you're a player who cares deeply about personal customization and you want to be, standing out and doing your own thing. So I'm curious what you think about that. Reading the rest of his comment here. Destiny's Pass isn't the main source of new content or cosmetics, rather it's something that you get alongside the seasonal paid content that gives you extra materials and armor along some nice cosmetics. Basically, it's not the only way to earn stuff in the game, but it's a nice bonus and a nice way to show how much you've played in the current season. I agree with this, I really enjoyed the Beyond Light little season thingy. MCC's and CSGO's battle passes share a common strength, the ability to choose. In the Master Chief Collection, you can choose what rewards you want in every tier and what pass you want to work towards. That system feels great to come back to every time I play MCC. Do I want some Halo 3 skins or Reach armor? It's always a question I ask when unlocking new tiers in the MCC pass, and it's great that it gives you the option to. Counter-Strike's has even more freedom of choice. With each pass level up, you get stars that you can use to buy whatever reward you want. Graffiti, stickers, skins, player models, or cases are all there for your choosing as long as you have enough stars from doing missions. Basically, I think battle passes can fit in FPS games, as long as they aren't the only way to unlock cosmetics and items, or they have a freedom of choice, preferably both. Hats off, Rolanowski. I think that sums it up beautifully, and that's where we're going to put a pin on this. And I want to hear from you guys down below. If you didn't get a chance to drop a comment on the community tab, what do you think about the Battle Pass system? Because let's be honest, FPS games in 2021, you can bet your bottom dollar are probably going to have these, okay? And there is a future where, look, this is better than the DLC microtransaction loot box model, in my opinion. But we have not reached that nice balance that I think Rolanowski pointed out in his comment. Freedom of choice, FOMO, meaningful rewards, and also not placing all the good stuff in the Battle Pass to where you feel forced into it. Those seem to be the standout elements here. So thank you guys very much for your comments, and thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, do those YouTube things, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and have a wonderful rest of your week. I look forward to checking out your feedback and comments down below. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.